Nobody yet. Oh, Tony Newborn, what up?
What's up, Mr. Tony? We trying to scrounge up some cash right here for dinner, brother. Apex took all my money. So I got $1, $2, $4, Apex. What can we buy for that?
We split a combo.
Split. I ain't gonna split nothing.
All right, we got 10 people in here. Comments rolling in. Gene Lois says, "What's up, gentlemen?"
Pretty good, Gene.
Wild West.
Wild West. Look, Apex took my money. I got $4 left for dinner tonight, and he took my money, and then he's talking about this $4. We're gonna have to split a combo. I don't think so, Apex.
Dollar menu it is.
Dollar menu.
Coco Coolio 75 says, "Yo yo." Justin says, "What's up? What's up?"
Justin, what up? Is that the Forever guy?
Nah, that's just.
Oh, that's the other Justin.
Yeah. GoBro 7. What's up, guys?
Man, but look what we up to. We're gonna walk you down here in a second. We'll let a few people hop on. What we got going on here, man, this is a major project. This right here. We're cleaning this blacktop parking lot off to get ready to restripe it in a few days. We're out of state, and we're gonna come back next couple days or whatever, weather permitting, and restripe this parking lot. Bunch of stuff in the back, all your ADA stuff. But what happened in this parking lot? Let's swing over here and show them this. They had a bunch of new construction going on out here across the road, and all the traffic and all drug in all these rocks and sand, and it's just bad. So we got to wash this off so we can restripe it. Plus, it looks horrible, and they tracking all of this stuff, customers parking, walking it into the building, and so we got to get all this stuff out of here, and then we're gonna let it dry up for a couple days and restripe it. Now, this is blacktop. This is older blacktop as well, so this stuff is really difficult to move the material off. There's a couple options we got. We could have called in a street sweeper to pick up some of it. There was none available. So the next option is to wash it, and you can't use pressure on it. You know, just to move this loose material, you can't come in there and white tip it. That'd be a disaster. So what we having to do, to show the trailer right here, we got both of our IGX 800s running at about 70%. Now, we do have the Siamese kit on it. Now we're getting approximately 20 gallons a minute out of the one. We're going to go show y'all that here in a second. At 20 gallons a minute on about 500 PSI, because we got a certain tip in there on the J-Rod, it's really moving this stuff out pretty good. But as you see here, we got a tremendous amount of square footage, and then right around that side of the building, there's another large parking lot. So we're trying to push all this over into some rocks, trying to figure out which way it's going to drain the best. This parking lot looks like it's got a couple crowns in it. Blacktop is notorious for that. You know, they can put a crown in it, then it settles. Y'all know how that is. It gets a base failure, and some of it sinks. But nonetheless, we got to get the job done. So this may involve some push brooms at some point, Apex.
Fun.
Yeah, really. Well, but the end result is, you know, you got to come in and wash it, then to restripe it. Now, this is a really unusual situation. We don't see many of these. I've done probably a dozen of them in the last 5 years, so it's really uncommon. Out of thousands and thousands of parking lots that I've striped, a dozen in 5 years. So having a higher flow machines is a must on this. If you don't have a high flow machine, you're going to have a street sweeper or a vacuum truck, or what they call a broom truck. If y'all familiar with it, drop a comment. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If not, you just got to use a high flow pump. I have seen some guys use water pumps and trash pumps to do it. It doesn't work as well. You really need about 500 PSI, but no more. So 60 to 80 PSI does decent with it, but that would be a trash pump, put out that kind of pressure, but it'll put out 20, 30 gallons a minute. But ideally, you want a little bit more pressure than that to get this stuff off the blacktop. It's all been embedded and grinded all into the blacktop all through here. You got all this traffic just grinding into it. So it does take a little pressure to get it lifted up and moved away. Under no circumstance you want to use a degreaser. This is a petroleum-based product right here on the ground, and we're using a degreaser on it. That would be a bad idea. So can't use that. So let's go take a big Chris and see what he's got. Y'all got any questions for us? I'll hold it for a second for you.
All right. Wait Walker says, could you use a big walk-behind blower for it?
We actually tried that. We was having very limited results with it, and then two things with that: you got to have some really good respirators for it, which we don't have that with us. We out of state right now. You can imagine a guy on that walk-behind blower; he would breathe all of this in, so that's not a great idea.
Yeah, and it'll move the rocks and dust out of the way, but it'll leave the stain there, and that's the problem.
Yeah, it's still embedded in there.
GoBro7 says, good thing you out of state. The boot is looking at rain all week long, at least here in central Louisiana.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Probably here, too. It's going to be raining. The wind's been blowing like crazy today. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some footage that I recorded earlier. Once I get back home, I'm going to dictate it. And then we're going to go through the process of how much to charge for a cleaning like this, whether you're going to do it with a power washer or if you have to hire a vacuum truck or a broom street sweeper in here. We're going to talk about those prices. There's a lot more we're going to add to the all-pro parking lot striping course on blacktop. We got a few blacktop jobs coming up, so we're going to keep adding to it, and that's going to be under additional learning tab once you get into the striping course. So guys, if y'all already in, be looking for that. Like I said, this is a big parking lot, but even small parking lots need this done at times. And in addition to that, sometimes you have grass growing up out of the cracks and stuff, so we're going to be adding some footage of that here in the next few weeks too, so y'all be on the lookout for it. Let's see, we got another comment here.
All right. Wild West says, stupid people are always teaching the concrete or medium or the service they're working on with like brake fluid cleaner.
Oh my God, yeah, you don't want to do that. Brake fluid to do a number on this. I've seen where a garbage truck would spill hydraulic fluid on the blacktop, and brand new blacktop, and it'll eat right through it, right there in front of your eyes. So that's why we always talk about whenever you stripe in blacktop, you have to use very specific parking lot paints for it, because you will deteriorate exactly where you stripe right away, like the next day. It's all ate up and dissolved. So you got to use the proper paint when striping blacktop.
It'll melt it like styrofoam, huh?
Yeah, well, you spray it, and then it looks good for an hour or two, but you can start to see it starts to roll this blacktop up. So let's get back here and let the guys see what Big Chris is up to. Obviously, we got a couple vehicles in the way.
Yep, real world stuff right here in the field. This is
Yep.
the kind of thing you run into.
Yep, kind of getting in and under and around some of these vehicles. I'm glad there's not a bunch of them. There's 2 or 3 of them in here.
And Bad Viz says, no curb stops, question mark?
Yeah, on the other side, actually, we washing under that. I'll show you that here in a second, too.
And they said we're cleaning the whole parking lot with a 20 gallon per minute through a single hose?
Yeah, through a single hose. That's right. It's if we did 2 separate wands, we're going to reduce our flow, and flow is what's going to make this job go a lot quicker. So now, if you have a couple 4 gallon per minute machines, you could get that Siamese kit, and you could do it at 8 or 9 gallons a minute. It's just going to take you a lot longer. So since we got these 12s, they are paired together. Yep, I'm gonna let them. I'll let you hold it. You want to read a few?
All right.
How many guys we got in there?
We got 20 people in here.
20 people.
With 4 likes. We really appreciate the likes, guys.
Absolutely.
And, Wild West says, Big Chris.
Big Chris is on the move. Apex, you had that wand a while ago for about an hour, huh?
Oh yeah. Let's back up a little more.
You can see the fan tip. It's not a tremendous amount of pressure right there, but just enough to get that stuff embedded out of that blacktop. Now, even if you're not restriping it, this pays good, man. Like I said, we're gonna add all that to the additional learning tab in the All Pro Striping course. So even that right there could benefit you. People are afraid to death to wash blacktop, and for good reason. So what that also means is your competition is passing up these jobs because they are afraid to death to touch it, and it can be done, and you can charge accordingly, especially if you don't have too many people wanting to do the job. You can come in here and knowing exactly how to do it to get the optimal results and make some big money per square foot, much more than you would. And this is just a hint. I'm not going to tell the real price on here. It'll be in the course, but much more than you would for surface cleaning concrete, much more. So it's definitely something you need to start looking into doing. Oftentimes you'll have additions built onto a building, and they have the old parking lot, then they have the new blacktop, but the old blacktop gets all dirty, clay stains, rock, gravel, pea gravel, all the base materials that they build in the new parking lot with gets blown, and the rain brings it in, and cars tracking it in, and tractors and skid units running back and forth, and it just needs cleaned. If you don't clean this, it never goes away. It'll stay here. Matter of fact, a little bit of dirt on this will start to trap more dirt over time, and it just gets worse and worse. And then they have just a mess out here. And anytime you got a customer parking, they walk in this trash into the building, the customers are getting it into their car, and it makes for an unhappy general manager. So cleaning this up is imperative. Let's walk on over here.
And Bad Vids has a question: Is there any difference in cleaning / striping blacktop or blacktop sealer?
Oh yeah. There's all both of that. For the new seal parking lots is a very particular way you got to do it versus this type of blacktop. Y'all may have seen that freshly sealed blacktop. We just did a church not too long ago. Actually, that is in. I think that's in the All Pro Striping course too. So you can go watch that. Some of the stuff you got to do, because you can put down your paint and it turns yellow on you. These white lines can turn like a coffee color yellow if you use the wrong paint. Using the right paint and putting down the multiple coats on it gives you a white vibrant line. And I've seen it done where they stripe a brand new parking lot, the fresh sealers on top, and the lines turn a dingy yellow color, and it's not consistent dingy yellow. It's kind of blotchy yellow, some white, some yellow. Looks horrible.
Yep, and if you guys are interested in that course, you can find it at BillyDavidsonVIP.com.
Absolutely. We actually had 2 people join the course today. Anytime someone joins the course, I get alerted through my email, and I send them out a personal message, giving them a personal email, let them know, my phone number. Most people got that already, but sometimes the email address is really good to have if you want to send a lengthy video or multiple pictures. Because we're always helping the guys out that take the course. We're there to give them that support after the sale.
And Walt Wagner says, is the dumpster pad cleaning instructions and contracts in the course? I have a bid request for that and a parking lot lines on a new parking lot.
Yes, sir. So that's two different courses on BillyDavidsonVIP.com. The dumpster pad training course is a little cheap course. It has a sample contract in it, 3 separate training pods, how to charge, how to do it, how to market for it, everything that you need to do. It's exactly what I've been doing for 20-something years, so I didn't leave anything out. That's in the course. Now, the parking lot striping course, that's about an 8-hour course, plus you got some additional reading in that course, which is at least another hour worth of studying on that. It has a sample contract as well, and then it's a bit more expensive. But good news is we have a promotional code as Billy499 upon checkout, give you a heavy discount on it. Both of those 2 training courses together will be a game changer for you. And if you're out there trying to run your website and you're getting limited results off of it, or Google My Business, word of mouth. All that's fine, but you need a little bit extra edge in knowing how to market to some of these companies, because oftentimes they're looking for you but don't know how to find you. And you got what we call in this industry a warm customer, someone ready to write you a big check, but they can't find you. And that is, in my mind, a tragedy. So they looking for you, you looking for them, but y'all can't get hooked up. So nothing, the transaction never happens. And then they call someone from out of state, just like we're right here, out of state right now. If there was someone in state locally, they would have got this job. So we go to states all over the United States, striping and stuff, and we don't do too much up north, but all down the south, because there's no one doing it. And I know I sound like a broken record, but if this is something that's interested you, go learn the trade, whether we teach it to you or you learn it on your own, because this can change your life, and your family deserves this income coming in. Right. There's so many. We were just riding around here. There's probably 30, 40 parking lots right here, right now, that need to be striped. And I didn't even give him a business card because I can't live over here,
Yeah, and Rubik's 15 is asking, Billy, what card service payment do you use for in-person transactions?
Oh, so I use Square is really good, and a lot of people also use PayPal for, if you get looking for a customer to pay with a credit card. I have seen people use Apple Pay, but my go-to is Square. Yeah, I can send them a link or invoice to their email or as a text message as well. They can pay immediately with their card, and you get the money that night, I believe, right? Yeah, it's pretty instant.
Yeah, they have instant transactions available, or else it's about 1 to 2 business days.
Yeah, and what's it, like a 1 or 2% charge or something?
Yeah, it's negligible.
That's not even really worth the time running to the bank and all that, sitting in line. They're just I like credit card payments,
Yeah, and CT Perry says, Billy D, greetings from Omaha.
Oh, beautiful Omaha, absolutely.
And Creature Clean says, I got the dumpster course yesterday.
Okay, matter of fact, I think I'd seen that come across. Yeah, definitely.
Yep, we got 34 people in here with 14 likes. We appreciate that, guys.
Let's walk over here and see Big Chris real quick.
Yep, the 18-minute mark.
Yeah, guys, I'm not going to be able to stay on here too long because I was at like 40% battery when we started the live. So, as you see here, we just got that wide fan tip on our J-Rod. That's probably 18, 19 gallons a minute coming out of there. And it really is effective at moving this sand and dirt off of this blacktop. And that's about the distance you want to stay with it, with about that consistent, that left-right motion. Now what we're trying to do here, I'll kind of show you. We're trying to squeeze this. As you see up against the building here, it slopes back down this way, kind of like this. And then from the other side, it slopes all to the middle right here. So we're squeezing it all to the middle, and then we're going to chase it back to this way. It should drain out that way, I'm hoping. Looks like it. So yeah, that's the plan. Now, like I said, this has a crown on it, but also it crowns the other way too. So once we get down there, we're going to push it back the opposite direction that this being pushed. And that's one thing we had to study for a little while. We was out here looking at it, walking, and trying to figure out which way this water was going to go. And I think we got it pretty much nailed down. The crown wasn't so obvious when we first got here, so we actually had to get out, put some feet on the ground, and walk it. And that way, you know where to set the trailer up. A lot of guys say, well, I'll figure out the water flow once I start spraying water, but then you got to move the trailer. And another thing, these hoses running across the parking lot can act as a dam and kind of hold back your water from draining off. So that can cost you hours out here. So keeping that hose on the correct side of the parking lot. We got a feed line going to our tank on the trailer. It's going to be out of the way off to one side so it doesn't dam up the water and hold back. We want this water to flow as much as possible. The only hose that's in the parking lot is the pressure hose, and then that's a little bit more manageable. So hose management's everything. Parking your unit is imperative. It is parked correctly on the high side, usually is what you want to do. And figure this out before you start spraying. That can save you hours on the back end.
Absolutely.
Got a few more comments here.
Yeah, Bad Biz says, ever try a skid steer with the rolling brush attachment?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. It does pretty good to moving heavy material, but then you're still going to have to come back and do something with that mud and stuff that's kind of been grounded down into the concrete or the pavement. Just depends on what's your desired result. But yeah, they do work good, and they shove everything to one side, so it does pretty good with it.
All right, and Tony S, he's watching from South Carolina.
South Carolina, absolutely.
And Rubik's 15 says, Billy, what's the best way to clean parking lines without a pressure washer?
You know, you could use sodium hypochlorite just to get any mildew off of them. But if they're really dirty, most oftentimes you're going to need to put a little pressure on them to clean them. But we have been in a bind where we wanted to stripe them that same day, so we put a little bleach on the line and kind of scrub them off. But that's not ideal. You want to wash them, but not every time. You know, not every parking lot needs to be washed. Not every parking line needs to be washed. Sometimes use other techniques to clean them off, just depending on the severity of it. I think we have some examples of that in the All-Pro striping course too as well.
All right, we are at the 22-minute mark. And James Bass, he says, Billy, please keep us posted on your SH replacement chemicals.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I surely hope we don't have a shortage of SH. We haven't had any problems getting any as of now, but I understand that might be changing here shortly. So I don't have no inside information on it, but I surely hope they figure out how to keep pumping the SH to us. To me, SH and gasoline, that's almost as important as water, right?
Right. And Rubik says, how close are we getting Apex to 1,000 subs?
Do you know where you at? Let's check phone real quick.
Yeah, I can give it a live count.
We're gonna do this live. We're gonna see his phone. Should I show the screen?
Yeah, go ahead. Got a S20 Ultra.
That's a brand new phone?
Yeah, I had to replace it because the back glass was busted out and I dropped it in the tub and it flooded into the whole phone. That's actually why I hadn't been posting lately, guys, is because I had 3 videos loaded up on my phone and editing and everything, and when I lost the phone, I lost those videos. I'm currently up to 596 subscribers. I'm 4 away from 600.
Oh, maybe we can break the 600. So let me zoom in on your phone. Apex pressure washing. Is that little rinky-dinky red truck you got?
Oh, wow, yes, it is.
It's a nice riding Ford, though, actually.
Yeah, just enough to pull my trailer, man.
Hey,
Yeah, nice and manageable.
We got toy cars. I see guys running around in these trucks trying to race us, and it's not going to work out too well. My truck is a pure work truck. If it gets dirty, that's fine, right?
Yeah, like we say, it's just a work truck, man.
It's just a work truck.
Yeah, we still like to keep them clean, though, keep them maintained. James Bass, bro. He said, Apex, it's a phone, not a rubber ducky. Yeah, you know, I was actually watching YouTube. I had the phone propped up on a bottle of body wash, and I think I got a text, and the phone vibrated and fell down and ka-toom, straight into the water.
Let's walk over here and see Big Chris. I'm gonna take this gun and show him something. Hey, Big Chris, give me a little water flow out to this side. So guys, I'm gonna kind of demonstrate the pressure we're using. Come a little higher with it. About right there starts to sting pretty good. So probably right in here is gonna be about 600 or 700 PSI, and then out here is probably about that 500. Now, again, this on our equipment, so your equipment may be a little bit different. What you don't want to do is get it up into this area. This area right here is going to be closer to 1,000 PSI. This part right here can actually start to peel up this black top. So again, that's what, maybe 6 or 7 inches. That would be too close. right here would be kind of maybe between this range, and then out here is going to want where you want to be when you're doing blacktop. But again, you get way up here, you're going to peel it up. If you get too far out here, you're going to wet it, and it's going to look clean, but it really won't be clean. That's what I was telling my guys before we got started. Don't get too far away, because you're wetting it and it'll look fine, but in the morning it won't. So you need to stay kind of about right in there on that range, just strong enough to where if you put your hand in it, it's going to hurt, but it ain't going to, do damage. So you want to show them, Chris, about where you need to be? About right in there. And you just need to be a little bit consistent with it. And again, don't get a bright idea and put a surface cleaner on blacktop. It's not going to work out. You might end up with handcuffs on.
Oh man.
Go get the surface cleaner. Let's see what happens. Let's get some likes for the surface cleaner on the blacktop.
Yep. We got 30 people in here with 21 likes.
Any comments?
Oh yeah, we got plenty. Okay. George Yost says, how long does a 12.5 SH last in a translucent tank before being useless?
Oh, well, that's kind of an open-ended question. It's never going to be to a point where you just got poured out. So SH stabilizes around 4% after about a month, 4 to 6%. So, some of the charts I've looked at, if you got 12 on day 1, at day 7, you're going to probably be running about a 10%. Day 14, you're going to probably be around 7%. And then after about that 21 days, you're going to probably be around between that 4 and 6%. And that being said, you still can use it for some stuff, unless it's just taking up room and you got to dump it to put some hotter mix in it. So I think in general, it would probably take years and years to get down below 4%, because the articles I read that it stabilizes around between that 4 and 6% at around that 30-day period, and stays in that state for many months, like up to about 9 months. So hope that answers the question. Now, another thing you want to think about, sodium hypochlorite, temperature matters. You got temperature changes where you get 70, 80 degrees in the daytime, especially this time of the year, and then at nighttime it drops down into the 50s. Now, the more SH you got in the tank, the slower that temperature is going to change, because it holds thermal energy, obviously, the more liquid you got. But just those 30 to 40 degree temperature changes is what's going to degrade it pretty quickly. Obviously, UV light, and it's, that plays a factor in it. And then another factor that some theorize that moving it and it shaking around will degrade it as well. That we can't control. It's got to be with us on our trailer, obviously. So, we can keep it covered if you got a shop to back into to kind of keep it from dipping too cold at night, especially, early spring and stuff. Another thing, don't mix any soap with it. If you mix any surfactant with it, that could definitely start to degrade it really quickly. Like, that would probably be like an overnight thing. I've heard of some people going from 12 to about 7% overnight, just having some surfactant. Not all surfactants, but some of your dish soaps that you buy, like at Walmart, will degrade your sodium hypochlorite almost instantly. So keep that in mind. Try not to buy too much more than you're going to use. But other than that, if you got some sitting in the tank, it's probably got some value to it for something. Even if you just had to blow it straight out on pre-treating concrete or something.
Yep. And Premium Detail Pro says, I bought the parking lot package and the dumpster pad cleaning.
Oh, beautiful, man. We appreciate you trusting us with your training. And if you bought the striping course, you got my personal email address now. So anything you need help on, feel free to reach out, call, text, email, send a telegram, whatever you got to do, get in touch with me. We'll be here to help you, brother.
And Tony S says, any way to find out your SH strength, like test strips?
Yeah, there are some test strips. I think you can go buy, in usually most pool stores or spa stores, they're going to have a test kit. I wish there was something electronic that we could dip down in it, like an electrolysis meter, there may be something out there that would measure the SH strength on demand versus putting some in a beaker and putting the base in and stuff. So
Yep.
maybe it's someone can do a little research on it, or either drop a comment about it.
All right, and we're at the 30-minute mark, and we got one last question. Are we running a 3/8 hose or a 1/2 inch hose?
Yeah, so my first 50 feet is 1/2 inch, and then the rest is 3/8, and it's working out pretty good. The 1/2 inch kind of lets the machine breathe a little bit better. You know, it doesn't put it on there bind so much, especially when we're running a Siamese kit, 21 gallons a minute. Really helps out. So guys, I think we're basically down almost to a dead battery here, so we're gonna hop off here. But again, y'all go check out Apex Pressure Washing. Want to get him up to 1,000 subs so he can start going live on his phone, his device, while we out here on the job. Check out our training page, BillyDavidsonVIP.com. And I'm about ready to go get me a sandwich. What about you, Apex?
Yeah.
Subway or Quiznos? Which one?
I'll go for some Quiznos.
Not
Always
Quiznos.
good.
Not, what's the other one?
Firehouse?
Jimmy
Jimmy
John's. I'm saying Quiznos. That's the old days stuff. So we got a Subway around and a Jimmy John. So maybe we'll flip a coin.
All right.
All right, guys. Y'all be safe. We love y'all. We'll see y'all in the next video.